Good morning, guys. So my name is Ate Aima.
So yes, as
I can actually show you in this video. Good morning, guys.
Hi guys, my name is Ate Aima and I'm a registered nurse here in Australia. Most probably, if you're watching this from overseas, like from the Philippines, Singapore, Dubai, Middle East, or wherever part of the world, you might be curious because there's a greater chances that you've come across to that hiring platforms like Seek or Indeed, that you've seen a lot of companies that are sponsoring registered nurses to work in aged care. Whether you're planning to migrate here in Australia or just work abroad, or maybe you're just curious of what is the aged care like, then this video is for you. So first, what is really aged care? Basically, we take care of the elderly people who lives in a facility or a residential facility, or we normally call it as a nursing home. We help them with their personal care, medication, all the wound dressing because of course their skin are so fragile, documentation, and of course emotional support. So these elderly people, they come into aged care because they cannot look after themselves anymore inside their own home. What they do normally is they sell their own home and then they buy a room in an aged care facility or a nursing home where people can attend to their basic needs. So what are the shifts like, or what is my schedule? So for now, upon recording this video, I actually changed from being a permanent part-time to this company to a casual registered nurse. So I can talk about the permanent part-time and casual on my next video, but we'll just focus first on what is aged care like, okay? Now, for the schedule is, because I will turn into casual, I have more flexibility on when and what shifts would I pick up. Normally, the shifts in aged care are morning, nights, and afternoons. In the morning, sometimes it starts at 6:30 in the morning or 7. It depends on which facility you work. And there are like 8 to 10 hour shifts, depends on which state or which facility you'll be working. Now, of course, if you're gonna ask as well which shifts are lighter or which shifts are heavier, it really depends. For me, I personally prefer working in the morning because the management is there and there's a lot of support from your co-RNs and the management whenever an incident falls or an incident happens. Some people would prefer afternoon shift because there's also as I said, this depends on the facility where you're working, but for the afternoon shifts and the night shifts, they prefer that since they have their loading in being an in charge, or meaning that they're paid extra to work as the overall coordinator or overall in charge of the whole facility or the whole building. Okay, now let's talk about the money. I know you're here because you're here for that too. Anyway, if we wanted to work hard anyway, we wanted to know that our money's worth of it. Oh, yeah, I know. So since I'm a casual nurse, I earn around this here. That is per hour. That means that I know that it's higher than the permanent staff because the permanent staff gets lower, but also it has its own advantages and disadvantages. The advantage is I can pick up my own schedule, I can pick up my own shifts, but the disadvantage is compared to the permanent staff, I don't get paid sick leave, I don't get paid leave, or worse is if I get pregnant, I don't think that I'm gonna get paid maternity leave. As far as I know, because I'm casual now. But also, this is only a base rate of working as a casual. Now, with the penalty rates or the loading, for example, if I'm gonna work on a public holiday or a Saturday or a Sunday, this will be added up to what is the casual loading. percentage that they normally offer for that specific day, which is it can go up until 50% to 75% more in addition to this base rate. Now, because as I said, I'm casual working as an RN in an aged care, it really depends on how much I will earn in a week or in a fortnight. Depends on how many shifts and how many hours I will take. Now, let's be honest. Aged care is not for everyone. It can be physically and emotionally draining since you actually look after people long term. Compared to the hospital where most people are just coming and going all the time, in aged care you will know them for weeks, months, and years until you see them deteriorate. And that's the hard part whenever you already got attached to that resident, as we call it here. Then you see them deteriorate, you'll be emotionally drained. Now, focusing on as a task or as your responsibility being an RN in aged care, it can be draining in a way that you go home so tired, especially if you're the only one that's looking after 50 to 90 residents. That's the reality. Sometimes you're just gonna go home that you feel that you're just gonna go straight to bed without even eating dinner or something like that. But yes, so what's the good part though? You build deep connections with your residents. You actually became part of their lives. Based on my own experience, I went on holiday for 4 weeks because I just got married recently. Now, when I came back, most of the residents who are still cognitively well, they were wanting to see my photo album. So the good part is I became a part of their life. They became part of my life as well. I showed them a lot of my photos during my wedding, and then that made them happier as well. They will always remember that. Also, they will always remember when you're back at work because they will see like the light on their faces. They will remember your smile. They will remember how you look after them and then what kindness you've shown them. And I mean, for people who are living in a facility or in a nursing home, that is their home, and that makes them a big difference. That makes a huge difference for them, especially that they socially, Now, if you're a nurse planning to work in Australia and you've seen a lot of posts from Seek and Indeed regarding working or being sponsored working in aged care as a registered nurse, don't be scared because, as I said, there's a lot in the management that will manage to help you throughout. Just make sure you ask the questions. Just make sure that you always practice within your scope. And that can be that can also give you a stable income as well. It can be a stepping stone to, if you wanted to go further. And it's a place to grow your skills and confidence. Now also, if you're already working in aged care and you're thinking, is it still worth it? Well, you're not alone. We're all figuring it out one shift at a time. Now, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer it. And let me know in the comments if you want me to talk about my other job as an ED nurse working in a hospital.